Hi, my name is Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm back on the beach. I was about to say it's a lot less windy, but with new tripods, the tripod got knocked over immediately. I know you guys have been watching previous videos and the tripod has been flat out getting knocked over, but before I said it, it just got knocked over. Today's video is all about the energy of keeping a promise, the energy of sticking to your word, the energy of following through with something you're going to follow through with, and what happens when you don't. So everything we do, everything we say, nothing slides by God, nothing slides by the Creator, nothing slides by angels. Everything is fully bookmarked and write down. Even things from 4 years ago, they still come back to us. Just because time has went by, it doesn't mean it's not going to come back to us. And the energy, okay, let's talk about what happens when you do keep your promises. So if you're someone who is goal-oriented, if you're someone who is very good at keeping promises, you're gonna do very well. The reason why is because the energy of keeping your promises, not only are you more likely to be successful and more goal-oriented, but if you commit to a schedule, if you say at 9 o'clock, I'm gonna be here at 9 o'clock p.m., I'm gonna be here exactly at this time on Tuesday, the 11th, yada yada, and you're there exactly at that time, it's not just being there exactly at that time. That energy carries over to everything else that you're doing. So it's a very good thing if you would like to manifest a better life for yourself, because basically your word being sent out can be used for you, or your word being sent out can be used against you. And it's only by you. Don't blame anyone else but yourself. The thing is, if you're someone who constantly makes plans, but you never follow through on any plans, that's hurting you. It could be something as small as, oh, I'll help you move in a few weeks. Oh, I'll help you with this, or like, oh, okay, I'll do this. That energy carries over into your own, because it's your energy. It carries over into your energy field, into opportunities, into different things that you want to change in your life. So basically, if you are wanting to manifest a new job for yourself, and you say to yourself, I'm going to have this job by next year, but you can't keep a single promise, even if it's small, how do you expect a big promise to come true when you haven't even kept a little tiny promises to yourself? Now you want to promise something big to yourself, and the same thing, the energy carries over. Different manifestors or different people I see who practice manifestation techniques, they all call it something different. It's basically, now there's the Creator and then there's the universe. The universe has mechanisms. So we are energetically bookmarked on everything we do. So if we send our word out, okay, I'll be there at 9 o'clock on Tuesday at 9 p.m. and you constantly break your promises, the energy of the mechanism of this dimension, the energy of this universe remembers that we're not going to be good on our promises, so it doesn't matter anyway. So when we go to promise ourselves something and it doesn't come true, that's just your own energy field memorizing it. So let's just say, I have crazy examples, but if you have a glass of water and it's used to turning, let's just say it's used to turning blue whenever you put a drop of dye in it, but you keep putting drops of dye that are blue, even though you say the dye is going to be green, then guess what? The drops are not going to really appear. They're not going to appear the color you want them to because they're so used to turning one color. I know it might be a wonderful example, it might be a horrible example, but you guys get it. I like to give examples that you haven't really heard of, or I like to make my own examples. But for people who have not been seeing any progress in your entire life, and you have to pay attention, okay, what's the last promise I broke? No matter how small, it does not even matter. And people this is a lifestyle, this is a habit. In order for you to keep your promises, you have to bookmark every little tiny detail. It's who you are as a person. If you're not accountable, then basically your own energy will keep returning to you over and over and over again until you learn to recognize that you need to be more accountable for all of your actions, not just some of our actions. It's not just here and there. That's the thing. If you guys want to manifest and you're wondering, oh, why is my manifestations taking so long? Why is this happening? Why is this taking years and years and years? Well, there's one factor. It could be in the Creator's timing that it might take you so long, but it could also be in the factor that it's taken so long because you haven't learned. A lot of you you'll know that you're being tested, but a lot of you don't know that you're failing tests. That's why you keep seeing the same test over and over. A lot of you will always, for like 10 years straight, you'll have the same test. You'll be like, I'm being tested, but you haven't passed it. You haven't passed your test if you keep having to retake it. When I was in college and I was taking organic chemistry, there was the same tests that I was failing the same tests over and over until I passed it. That's because you have to know that you're not passing the exam. We're not always doing, we have to check to make sure we're doing 100% correct. We can't get comfortable with ourselves and not check on to see if there's anything we could be doing better. There's always room to improve as people. Anytime you think you're perfect or anytime you think that your knowledge is capped, that's a danger zone. That means the complete opposite. So you have a lot more work to do if you think your knowledge is capped. So basically the energy of keeping promises is, on a physical level, people recognize when you're someone who breaks promises. If you're someone who, trust is assumed. We don't start off relationships by flat out not trusting everyone. You don't go into a friendship being like, okay, I don't trust this person. No, that's actually not healthy. That means you're more than likely not to be trusted if you don't go trusting anyone. Or maybe you have so much pain that you need to resolve the pain before that happens. But that's a topic for a different video. But if you're someone, trust is assumed. So basically, okay, this person's now in my life. I assume trust in them because I assume that since I'm a good person, I attract other good people until they prove me wrong. Okay, but people who you give promises to and make promises to, and you don't follow through, even on the littlest, tiniest thing, they'll bookmark it. And so do your angels, and so do God. It's just that simple. A lot of you have not seen anything come to fruition or manifesting because you don't keep your promises. That's what this whole video is about. It's keep your promises, even on the smallest little tiniest thing, or I'll get back to you. Sometimes things happen. Like, for example, I said I was going to get back to someone after a live, and I was swamped after the live, but the next morning, it popped in my head, gotta message this person. Things do happen sometimes, but if it's a continuous habit, you're not going to see things that you want to happen manifest. You're not going to see goals if you can't follow through with a promise to someone else, let alone minor promises to yourself. And I see people do this all the time. People are all over the place with their goals and they don't follow through with anything. Get in the habit of checking to see if what you said is something you did. Check to see if what you said is something you followed through with. If it's not, then you can expect whatever you're trying to manifest or whatever you're trying to have come to fruition not to come to fruition because you still haven't kept up with yourself. A lot of people can't deal with that. And a lot of people don't even know they're guilty of it. That's why, the energy of the karma, when you break a promise to someone, you might have disappointed them and you might not even have known it. You might have just caused that person an inconvenience. The thing is, it comes back to you because things that you want to come to fruition are not coming to fruition and you don't know why. This video is telling you exactly why. It's because you haven't followed through. Follow through with everything you do. Be consistent with everything you do. Life is about consistency. Life is about patterns. Evaluate your patterns to see, okay, are my patterns really good patterns? Like, be honest with yourselves. If you want to help yourself grow and you want to get to a level that you have not hit before and you have not reached before, you're going to have to be honest with yourself as a person. You're going to have to confront any blockages that you might be experiencing to get past them. Because you're living your life for you. You're living your life for you. You're not fooling anyone. You're waking up with yourself every single day. For you to become better, you have to acknowledge that we are not 100% perfect, but okay, don't stop there. Because people will use that to not try to get themselves to a better place. That's also escapism. People will say, oh, I can't follow through with every promise. I'm not perfect. Well, whoever says I'm not perfect all the time uses that as an escape route, as a mechanism of not confronting themselves and getting away because, oh, I'm not perfect. That doesn't mean you don't work on yourself. Oh, I can't lift 100,000 pounds in the gym. That doesn't mean you don't work your way up to being a better person in the gym. You get what I'm saying, but you guys have to keep working on yourselves. And for the people watching this video, maybe you're someone who breaks constant promises and knows it. Okay, if you know it, this is why a lot of stuff in your life has not come to fruition. Because it's flat out not going to come to fruition if you're constantly breaking promises, and you're constantly going to see bad luck. And you won't know what it is. So this video is explaining to you what it is. You guys, your own worst enemy is yourselves. You guys sabotage yourselves, and that's that. Now, for the other side of for the other people, and I'm very, very strict on keeping promises to people. I remember everything. I bookmark everything. I make sure I follow through on all my promises because I know what it means. If you're someone who keeps your promises all the time, talking to the other section of people watching this video, if you're someone who follows through with all your promises, guess what? Whatever you want to manifest, you're able to manifest. It's in front of you. It's directly in front of you. It's within grasp. It's within grips. So whatever you desire is yours. If you say you're going to do it, you know you're going to do it. The reason I've been able to hit every single goal I ever set out to achieve is because I'm consistent with my promises. That's that. I've seen people who are stuck in a rut, stuck in the same spot that they're at 5 years ago because they're not consistent. They're not honoring their promises to themselves, let alone others. And they're the same people who said, same people from high school. They're like, I'll see you after school at 2:30. It's 4 o'clock and you left me on red. Or, but, I don't hold grudges at all. I remember certain things I remember the smallest little tiny detail, like I was supposed to do homework with someone at 4 o'clock way back then, and that person is so bad at promises that they're still where they're at when I graduated high school, which was a long time ago. But, sometimes, I don't know if anyone else has the mechanism of just storing everything in their mind. Keeping a grudge is completely different. Grudges are very unhealthy, but same thing with you guys. If you think it's cute to not honor your promises, then you're just really hurting yourself. You're your own worst enemy. You're attacking yourself. This whole video is about helping you guys become better people, helping you guys grow, because if you want to hit your goals, this is one of the main problems. You guys, a lot of you don't keep your promises. And in society teaches you about being consistent. No. Society doesn't teach you anything about being consistent. Society, they teach you about, you can do this assignment if you'd like to. You can do this if you'd like to. Even in college, you have the option of just doing assignments or not doing assignments. Especially with online classes, they don't teach us anything about being consistent. I mean, accountability is, you get a bad grade on the test, you can just do better later on. The way that school teaches accountability and the way that school teaches promises and honoring yourself, it's setting people up. Even with TV, even with people are not being taught to be held accountable for their own actions. If you guys would like to manifest better, I'm telling you, you guys have to keep your own promises. You have to honor your own words. Some of you might watch this video and be like, okay, maybe he's right, but then you'll make plans like, I'll be here at 5 o'clock on Wednesday, and then you're there at 6 o'clock. You should be showing up at 4:30 because you know your promise is going to be honored. It carries over. Everything's energy, and energy carries over. Don't fool yourselves. I'm trying to help you guys. So this is one reason I've been able to set out and hit every single goal I meet. I really do feel bad for people who are flaky, or people who are just flat out not good at promises, or people who are not good at their words. It hurts them. They don't see success because they don't see that they're not honoring themselves. They're just being their own worst enemy. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments. This video might have surprised some of you because it's a very direct video. If you're not manifesting, if you're not doing better, and yes, I'm at the beach, there's lots of people here. If you're not achieving your goals, ask yourself, okay, what's the last promise I broke? Your oath is to yourself. Everything's bookmarked. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. Until then, I will see you guys next time. Ciao.